Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we are going to be going over my week 11 NFL power rankings. It's a little bit late this week as I was sick yesterday, not able to record with my voice. So let's go and get started with the tiers here. We have Super Bowl, Division, Wildcard, Meh, and Bad as usual. And before we get started with the teams, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let's dig in with the Arizona Cardinals, who are playing some really darn good football right now. They absolutely blew out the New York Jets. Kyler Murray is easily a top 10 quarterback this year, maybe even top 5 with the way that he's playing. The defense has been way overachieving. They shut down the Jets, who thought they had momentum after last week. And right now, sitting pretty at 6-4, top of their division. The only reason why they're not in division tier for me, because I do think San Francisco is a better team when fully healthy, but Arizona playing some darn good football right now. And yeah, really impressed with them. Atlanta. Still in division because your division is crap, but disappointing loss to the New Orleans Saints. You let Marquez Valdez-Scantling beat you. And yeah, it's just one of those games where Kirk did not play the greatest. Defense kind of fell apart. If your kicker actually made his field goals, you guys would have won this game, but he didn't. But Bijan Robinson looks very, very good. So I don't have too many worries about you, especially considering your weak division, but still, very rough week for the Falcons. Baltimore, sitting at 7-3, beat the Bengals in a shootout on Thursday Night Football. One of the most entertaining Thursday Night Football games I've seen in a long time. And yeah, this team is a Super Bowl contender. Even though they lost to the Browns a couple weeks ago, this team has done nothing but win since. And yeah, just a very, very strong team. The only thing I'm worried about is their pass defense, because they let Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow throw the ball all over them, and that will get you killed in December. But this offense is legit, so up there in Super Bowl contender. Buffalo, still staying in division for me, because they did struggle against the Joe Flacco-led Colts for a bit there. Were able to win the game by 10. Defense forced a ton of turnovers, including a pick 6. Josh Allen did not have to do much this week. This is a very strong team, but they're not quite at the level for me like Kansas City and Baltimore. So Buffalo definitely stay in division. Carolina, still in bad, but have a little winning streak here. They beat the Saints last week. They beat the Giants this week in overtime in London. In Germany is where they played. And dare I say, Bryce Young has looked decent these past few weeks after being a train wreck for the first year and a half of his career. So maybe there's a little bit of hope in Carolina. Maybe, just a bit. But they did play against two of the worst teams in football to win those games. But hey, at this stage, you take all you can get as the Panthers. And then we get to Chicago. Woof. I am half tempted to put you down there in bad because of how terrible your offense played against a pretty bad Patriots team. You guys should have won this game. You had the talent to win this game. I know you're fired, you're offensive coordinator, but still, I have not seen anything these past few weeks that instills me with confidence to say that this team is legit. Caleb Williams, after having kind of a strong start to the year, has regressed mightily these past few weeks. Offensive line gave up 9 sacks to the Patriots. Even though the defense did play decently, this offense is very, very rough. And you got to play the Packers coming off a bye this week. So, yeah. We'll see if Chicago gets some life after firing their offensive coordinator, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. So, yeah, Bears down to meh. Also in meh, but very, very top of meh, Cincinnati. Man, you guys are just so close to being a title contender, but your defense has been a major disappointment. They can't stop really anything. They got to rely on Joe Burrow to bail them out in shootouts, and he can't do that all the time. You took Baltimore to the edge there. Jamar Chase had one of the best fantasy weeks in football. Thank you, because I had him on my team. Your offense is legitimately elite. The defense, it is a wreck right now. Even though Trey Hendrickson has been really good as an edge rusher, your secondary is garbage. And yeah, Cincinnati down there in meh because it's just been a very disappointing year for you so far. Cleveland. Yeah, you guys are bad. You guys are coming off your bye week. We'll see if Jameis Winston cannot throw 4 picks in a game, but I highly doubt it. But I don't have any faith in this team to do anything the rest of the year. You just got to hope you see something out of this defense. And maybe going to offseason, you can kind of try to get rid of Deshaun, because there is no way in heck you can go back to Deshaun Watson after this season. So, yeah, Cleveland isn't bad. Else isn't bad is the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, that was rough. Both Cooper Rush and Trey Lance did not show you any signs of promise after Dak Prescott is now out for the year. And your defense is not good. Offense is not good. People are going to get fired here. And you got to wonder, what is the future of this team? Will Dak stay? Will CeeDee Lamb stay? Will Michael Parsons stay? I don't know, because this team needs a complete culture shift, needs a complete overhaul of their roster. It is just not going very well down there in Jerryland. So Cowboys down in bad. Denver, I still have them in a wild card. They played the Chiefs really, really tough. Defense did a really good job containing Kansas City's offense, and they would have won if their kicker did not miss the field goal earlier in the game or didn't get the game-winning kick blocked on what was a pretty controversial play that should have been a penalty, honestly. But, yeah, this team is a very solid team. Not great, not bad, just very solid. And they're contending for the wild card spot right now. So, yeah, good job, Denver. I just wish he could have been able to pull it off. That would have been hilarious. Detroit, Super Bowl tier. What other team can throw 5 interceptions and still win the game on a walk-off field goal? I mean, granted, it was a very sloppy game by both Houston and Detroit, but gotta give credit to that Detroit defense. They were able to really stymie Houston's offense, especially after Jared got through 5 interceptions. So, yeah, no. Detroit is definitely the Super Bowl tier, strongest in the NFC, because I don't think any other team this year could have won in that scenario, but Detroit did. Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers, wild card team for me. Coming off the bye week, everyone should be getting healthy. All the reports say that Love is going to be fully healthy. Same with Jair Alexander, Evan Williams, and Josh Myers. And we'll see if, like last year, this team has a more consistent, better half of football after the bye week, which is pretty scary considering this team is already 6-3 and been playing some pretty solid football. Just gotta get more consistent. This team will be fine. They'll be in January, I think. So yeah, Green Bay in wild card. Houston in division, but definitely falling fast for me. This offense has done nothing in these past few weeks. They lost to the Jets. They lost to the Lions, even though their defense generated 5 interceptions. How do you do that? And CJ Stroud has looked rough. He's definitely having a sophomore slump season. Offensive line has not done him any favors at all. And their offensive coordinator, not that good either. They're the favorite in their division because the rest of the AFC South is pretty garbage. But, yeah, this team is not a serious contender. Not this year. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts. Meh. You cannot keep starting Joe Flacco the way you guys have. He's not giving you anything. He's not helping you win. Unless Anthony Richardson has really, really made the locker room completely mad at him, you need to start him. Let him grow through it. I know it is rough, but you're not going anywhere with Flacco either. So, yeah. Indianapolis, meh. Jacksonville, meh. If Trevor Lawrence played this game against Minnesota, they would have won this game because Minnesota was garbage. Their defense played really, really well. The only thing that hindered them was Mac Stinkin' Jones as their backup quarterback. He turned over the ball himself like 3-4 times, and it was just a very ugly game from Jacksonville. And a game that honestly should have won. But we got to see if Trevor Lawrence is going to play the rest of the year. If not, that is not a great look for Jacksonville. Next up, we got Kansas City. Undefeated. They keep bull crapping stuff out of their butt to win games. They shouldn't be undefeated, but yet they're still a really good football team. Defense is good. Travis Kelce is heating up. DeAndre Hopkins is looking for them. Yeah, this team's going to be in a Super Bowl again in February, aren't they? Knowing our luck, they are. We don't want to see a Chiefs repeat. We don't. America does not want that. So, yeah. Kansas City, Super Bowl contender, obviously. Next up, we got the LA Chargers. Really, really solid team. LA just keeps on chugging along. They're 6-3, playing some darn good football right now. And yeah, they're definitely in contention for the AFC wildcard spot. Jim Harbaugh has kind of unlocked Justin Herbert a bit. J.K. Dobbins has been healthy. This defense has been overperforming. Them and Arizona are probably the two biggest surprises in terms of teams this year. So, good job, the Chargers. But going down to meh is the Rams. Oh, that was an ugly, ugly game against the Miami Dolphins. Their playoff chances are starting to slip away here a little bit. Don't really know what exactly they're doing here. The offense should be better than what it was on Monday night. Defense couldn't really stop the Dolphins there. So yeah, a very meh team here for the Rams. Next up, we got the Raiders. Coming off their bye, still one of the worst teams in football. Don't know what direction they're going for. All I know is Brock Bowers is a stud. And that is the truth. So Raiders in bad. Also in bad, but teetering on meh for me, is Miami. They picked up a solid win against the LA Rams. Offense played some pretty solid football. Ran the football pretty well. Tua is starting to look better as the weeks go on. So yeah, definitely up there in meh tier. In bad tier for me. But almost to meh. If they win another game, definitely in meh. Next up, Minnesota. Even though they're at 7-2, I am dropping them down the wild card tier because that performance against Jacksonville was ugly. Against a team that's not starting Mac Jones, they would have lost that game and deserved to lose that game. Sam Darnold is starting to worry me a bit from the perspective as Vikings fans because he has not looked that good in these past few weeks, and I think we're starting to see teams figure out this offense a bit. So we'll see how they go down the stretch. They got some tough games coming up, but yeah, not looking too good there, Minnesota. You should have lost. You should have lost, and you know it. Next up is the New England Patriots. Good win. Good win against the Bears. Actually, I'm going to move them above Cleveland here. This defense is playing some really inspired football right now. Drake May is showing you that he is the future here in New England. And yeah, Jared Mayo is coaching his butt off, keeping this team competitive. They just need more talent, especially on offense. And that's something they will address in this draft. But overall, very solid performance from the Patriots. The Saints, also in map. They upset the Falcons. Derek Carr played a good game. MVS had a good game. They probably should have lost this game if the Falcons kicker could kick. But they picked up another win. Have 3 wins as well. So yeah, not bad for the Saints, but still a bad football team. Next up is the Giants. Yeah, that was rough. They had a chance to win the game in overtime, but fumbled on the first play, basically. Daniel Jones looked pretty bad, threw a couple of interceptions. Yeah, this team is not a good team. They are probably going to tank hard for that first pick and try to get a quarterback, get rid of Daniel Jones, because he's in I don't know why they gave him that contract at all. So, yeah, not great from the Giants. And also, it's not great, the New York Jets. Yeah, that was absolutely brutal. They got blown out by the Cardinals. Their offense could do anything against that defense. It is just, everything is going wrong for the Jets, as only the Jets can do to mess up. They pushed all in this year, and they are losing to the house. Not a great team. Rodgers is cooked. There's no way he should play another year unless the Jets absolutely can't get rid of him. But yeah, not great for both New York teams. The Jets are dumpster fire. Next up, we got Philadelphia, who I'm putting up here in division tier. They absolutely dominated the Cowboys. This team is starting to heat up. Jalen Hurts is playing like his 2022 self. And yeah, healthy A.J. Brown, healthy Devonta Smith, good O-line. Saquon Barkley is awesome. Defense played really well against, granted, a pretty terrible Cowboys offense. But yeah, this team is very, very good. So definitely up there in division tier for me. Competing with Washington of all teams for the division. So yeah, up there in division. Next up we got Pittsburgh, who are very solidly in division for me as well. They played a tough, scrappy game against a really good Washington team. And their first real test of the year, they passed. Granted, they won by 1 point. But still, this offense looks really good. Russell Wilson has played pretty darn well. Defense is amazing. George Pickens is a pretty darn good receiver. And overall, yeah, Mike Tomlin is going to will this team to the playoffs as we thought he would, but unlike being 9-8, this team is going to be a 10, 11, even 12 win team. So Pittsburgh, very good football going on there. Next up is Seattle. Meh. I have no idea what to think of this team. This team is very week to week. They're coming off their bye week. They are getting DK Metcalf healthy. Get a chance for some guys to rest. We'll see how they are after the break. But overall, yeah, Seattle, I do not have much faith in week to week. Very inconsistent team. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers. For me, they're the team to beat in the NFC West because this team is just so dang talented. And they got Christian McCaffrey back. He's only going to get better as the year goes on. Pearsall has looked pretty good. They have Debo. Juwan Jennings looked pretty good in the action back. Defense is pretty solid as well. And Brock Purdy has been making some absolutely incredible throws. So, yeah, I got faith in this team. They're going to be a tough out the rest of the way. So, up there in division for me. Tampa Bay, I have to drop you down to meh. I feel so bad. This team is obviously really good. But they just have probably the worst luck in all of football. Both of their star receivers out for a bit. Godwin for the year. Evans should be back here soon. And they had a tough schedule. They played the Chiefs, took them to overtime, lost. Played the Falcons twice. Close games, lost both. Played the 49ers really, really low. Baker Mayfield was willing them to win this game. Lost on the game-winning field goal. This team is snake bitten this year, and it's not Baker Mayfield's fault. He's actually been playing really darn good football. But, yeah, have to drop him down to meh. Have to. Next up is the Tennessee Titans. Not that great of a team. They're pretty bad. Not much else to say to them. They're clearly waiting for the draft to happen. And last is Washington, who I'm still putting in division because this team is still really good. Pittsburgh, I knew would have been a tough matchup for them as I think their defense would be able to shut them down. But their defense plays some pretty solid football, generates some turnovers. Austin Eckler ran the ball pretty well. Jaden Daniels looked really good. They got a big matchup this week on Thursday Night Football against the Eagles for control of the division. But, yeah, this Washington team has been really, really dang good. So, that's my power rankings for this week. In Super Bowl tier, we have the Chiefs, Lions, and Ravens. Division is Bills, Eagles, 49ers, Commanders, Steelers, Falcons, Texans. Wildcard is Vikings, Packers, Chargers, Cardinals, Broncos. Meh, I have the Buccaneers, Seahawks, Bengals, Rams, Colts, and Bears. And in bad, I have the Dolphins, Panthers, Saints, Patriots, Jets, Browns, Cowboys, Raiders, Titans, Jaguars, Giants. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of bad teams this year. So if you like the content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you again very soon in the next one. Peace.